So, how to deal with anxiety and depression? First thing, what we learned is uh, when we are getting how we get this anxiety and depression. Most of the times, it is pent up fear that has been from our childhood, the trauma that we have experienced during our childhood, or some other time, or it could be genetical also. If your parents are related, there is you are more susceptible for psychological issues, or in some cases where you will be having to go through a lot of trauma. Because of lot of trauma, what will happen is even a slightest issue will trigger that anxiety and depression. So most of the times, what you are going through is your genetical weakness and your trauma, the environmental stress that you have been able to take. So once they both combine, there is a good chance of this anxiety or depression to come out. So people who are having genetical issues in their family, um, uh, psychological issues in their family, what will happen is they are going to be extra careful than normal people. Normal people who are having no psychological issues in their family from their mother side or father side, and the people who are related, whose mother and father are related, their children also are more susceptible for psychological issues. And if you are only one child, that could also be a reason. That could also be a reason why, because uh, emotionally you are not as matured as a person who is having a sibling. Why? Because if you are having a sibling, um, you would be able to understand the thing, how to deal with a person of your age, and how to deal with loss, and fight with each other, and all those things. The maturity will be there. But if you are a single child and you are not having that much exposure with same age person of yours, then it will be difficult for you to manage in your older ages. So some people say this anxiety and depression is just acting. Person is just pretending to be having anxiety or depression just to not work or not study. Some people think of it, and some motivators come and say, no, you have to do the work, then all this anxiety and depression will be gone. These are the things this motivators tell. But if that motivator who's telling you that just use self discipline, self confidence, don't think all these things, for him, if that anxiety or depression comes, that person will be just sitting idle in his home house, not doing anything, or would be dependent on taking serious doses of medication. As long as it is not coming to us, we can give lot of suggestions. People nowadays give like fashionable suggestions. Okay, what is this? This is just nonsense. You are just acting, or this person is done that. uh, Person who is experiencing anxiety or depression, that person only knows, other person does not know it. They can tell, you look healthy, what's wrong with you? That's not the point. In their mind, person who is suffering from anxiety or depression, in their mind it is like a real thing, trauma, so much trauma, internal trauma. The fear is in a such a extent that they are feeling that pain. The pain, they are able to physically feel the pain. Imagine a person suffering from cardiac phobia, where the person thinks that he is getting a heart attack, and he gives so much he is going to experience so much pain, like getting a real heart attack. It will be real for him. He will be getting all the symptoms of a real heart attack. Why? Because he would have searched in Google, where his subconscious mind understands those symptoms, and he will be getting all the symptoms like a real heart attack. So once the symptoms are real, and his fear is already afraid of that heart attack, and for him it is equivalent to really dying. In some cases, what they do is they go and stay near this hospitals, and they avoid going to uh, places where there is no availability of hospital or a doctor. So they avoid going outskirts. Their life becomes restricted. They will be just stuck to their house, or if they have to work, they will be working their job. That too with a great, tremendous difficulty, they will be working. So, it is not like only for people who are genetically susceptible. For them only it will come. If a person experienced a tremendous trauma, that person will also get this anxiety or depression. So, it is a very common thing. So many people get anxiety or depression. That is a very common thing. And you don't need to think that because I am having a weak mind, or I am lazy, that's why I got this. It does not differentiate. Even if you might be very confident, you might be very healthy, you might be fighting with lots of people, but once this anxiety or depression comes, the person becomes very weak, emotionally very weak. There is no test physically to tell that the person is having anxiety or depression. Physically, by looking at that person, no one can tell. And by this these people, what they do is they hide it furthermore. They wait for it. Usually when they come to me, usually it would have taken already 5 to 10 years they are suffered with anxiety or depression. And some people will be depending on medication, regularly medication, taking severe dosages of medication. Because of that, they would be experiencing lot of psychological, because of this physiological issues they will be experiencing. In some cases, erectile dysfunction and so many other complications they will be introducing to themselves. After some time, once they start taking medication in higher and higher dosages, uh, their body develops tolerance to that medication, and the dosage needs to be increased to get the earlier effect. So again, the dosage will be increased, or the medication will be changed. With increased dosage, increased side effects. At a point of time, it will be so severe that they must stop taking medication. Once they stop taking medication, it is like stopping drugs for a drug addict. The withdrawal symptoms will be there, because they are psychologically dependent and physiologically dependent on that medication. And with the withdrawal symptoms, they'll go into acute depression, which is far worse than where they started. So, first thing is, you should try to come out of naturally from this anxiety or depression. If you are unable to come out of naturally, uh, then the last resort should be medication as a last resort. So try to come out of it naturally. Another thing, even if you are taking medication, you have to have a strategy to deal with anxiety and depression, to deal with that emotional pain. You have to have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, you just depend on medication, uh, one day you won't be experiencing the same dullness as when you are taking that medication. See, medication, what it does is basically makes you dull. It doesn't mean that your issue is gone. So these negative thoughts will be decreased because of taking medication. You'll be feeling dull. It doesn't mean that issue is gone. So you'll think, okay, now my negative thoughts are decreasing. So not only negative thoughts, other thoughts also are also decreasing, because that medication is making you dull. But after some time, you will develop tolerance. Once you develop tolerance, and you are going to again have no effect. The medication won't be having any effect. So again, you need to increase the dosage. Increase dosage, increase the side effects. So naturally, how to come out of anxiety or depression? First thing is, you should take care of your physical health. Even if you are suffering serious anxiety or depression, what you need to do is, you need to do morning cardio. Once you are doing this cardio exercises, then what will happen is, your mental stress will be gone. So you'll be able to deal with even that anxiety is coming, means you'll be able to deal with it. or else the buildup will be there. And with that buildup and this additional pressure, it will be unbearable, like serious panic attacks you will be getting. So once you are doing some physical exercise, preferably in sunlight, once you start doing those physical exercises, then what will happen? Whatever that stress, mental stress buildup is there, that will be decreasing, and it will take some time to come out of years of anxiety and depression. It is not like one day you exercise and you think that all that anxiety and depression will be gone. It will take some time to come out of it. Depends on how long you are suffering from anxiety or depression. And it is like continuous. You should be doing regularly. It's, one day or for a few days you did it and you stop it, then again it will be having no effect if you stop it. So you have to continue doing that exercises. Another thing is, you have to avoid news. No matter what, you have to avoid news. Why? Because the news is information overload, and to make sensationalization, the news channels will give that pressure in you, telling you now everything is over, now people are doing this, people are doing that, now we are going to die, now again a new disease is coming. So they are going to make that. Because of that increased pressure, you will your brain will literally start feeling pressure. So you should avoid news and focus on things that make you relaxed, happy. So if you watch a program that is where you will be feeling happy, like some jokes or some show where that makes you happy, that makes you laugh, that is good. Just watch some comedy that will make you happy. It doesn't mean that you are watching a comedy show and seriously watching that comedy show without laughing or doing anything. It's not the point. So some people tell, I don't feel like laughing. So how can what is the point if I artificially laugh? See, your brain does not know whether you are artificially laughing or really laughing. So whenever you are laughing, happy hormones will be released in your brain. Dopamine will be released. Serotonin will be released. You'll be feeling good because of that one. So your brain does not know. Even if you fake a smile also, you'll be getting the same result. So start laughing. It will be very difficult for you. In some cases, some of my clients, they can't even laugh. They are just like this. Their face is stuck like this. So what I do is I keep a pen or something. Tell them to hold in their mouth so that they'll be smiling. That smiling face will be coming. Okay. So if your condition is so serious, you try doing that also. And another important factor is avoiding negative people. It could be they could be your family members or your close friends. If the person makes you feel uncomfortable, stressed out, so slowly avoid them. If they are very close family members, just try to ignore them for some time, and they will also understand it. And avoid people who comes and tells you this negative news that is happening, or tell their sad story that makes you anxious. Avoid these people also. See, here you should be selfish to come out of this issue. If you are too empathetic, some people are very empathy is very high for them. Even for a slightest thing, they cannot tolerate. Because of that, their anxiety is going to increase further and further more. So you should be also dealing carefully with negative people who are getting you even more anxious. And if you are a software engineer and you get a night shift job and your anxiety and depression is increasing continuously, try to avoid night shift. In some cases there is no choice for them. Okay, you have to do exercise and do furthermore relaxation exercises and get therapy to come out of it. For some who has a choice, avoid the night shift. Why? Because in the night, by waking up in the night, all your hormones will be disrupted. and at your condition it will further disrupt, and you'll get further pain to deal with these issues. So if it is a morning shift, that is good. Even if it is worth taking less salary, uh, it is better for your health than getting more salary and going for the night shift. And important times that people will experience in their life, anxiety or depression, is before marriage. Before marriage is the time when your anxiety shoots to the sky. If a person is already suffering from anxiety, for them it reaches even more high. If a person is not at all suffering anxiety or depression or anything, for them also anxiety increases to the peak. So if a person is having serious anxiety issues, and that person will be getting so much anxiety. I have several of my clients where before marriage they were fine, but when they're getting this marriage proposals and everything, that time immediately the anxiety shoots up. So they will be in so panicky mode, and they'll be so distracting in that mode, that at that time, that is the time they make wrong decisions in their life. And because of that wrong decisions, they are going to suffer the rest of their life. So before, this is the important factor you need to remember is, before marriage you should be always manage your anxiety carefully. And another time is for ladies, before pregnancy. This is the time you'll be feeling so much anxiety, so much pressure. So if it is delayed furthermore, so what slowly people will be coming and asking you, "Arey, it has not happened to you, or your friend, your sister, she is pregnant, you are not pregnant. What is there?" That pressure will be building up. And for him also, for a husband also, same thing will be happening. He will be also feeling anxiety that still baby is not happening. I don't know what is the thing. The more pressure you experience at that time, the chances of you becoming pregnant decreases further and furthermore. And at finally, and then you'll decide to go for IVF. So you'll start, and there also you'll will find people failing. One IVF failed, second time failed, third time also failed. So each time you'll be losing lot of money because of that one. And you'll be having guilty feeling that you are not having naturally, or going through like artificial means. So now, earlier, why did the pregnancy not happen? In why? Because of the anxiety, because of the stress. You are experiencing too much anxiety. Your body is going to give a message to the brain that she is feeling very anxious, because maybe what danger, some danger is there. Baby is not safe. If baby is coming for coming, baby is not safe. That is the thing. What message your brain is going to get? Once it gets, then that pregnancy won't be successful. And after going through IVF clinic, also same thing will happen. And each time they'll next time, like this, it will prolong it. See, naturally, why did it not happen? Why? Because of the anxiety. And after going to the IVF clinic, why is not happening? Same thing, anxiety. So people who have suffered for a long time, like 2 or 3 times failed, means these IVF clinics, people will send those women to me, where again I go, again I remove that anxiety. Once the anxiety is removed, it will be successful. So instead of all this prolong all this suffering, first thing is, before itself you should start controlling this anxiety. If the anxiety was controlled earlier, you would have not gone through this IVF route. It would have come naturally. Only it would have come. Baby would have, you would have been delivered a baby. So before pregnancy, that is the most important time where you'll be getting a lot of anxiety. And during pregnancy, that time is also very crucial. Why? Because the it is like so many hormonal fluctuation will be there, that even a very healthy woman who does not have anxiety or any issue, that is the time she is going to experience a lot of anxiety, and that woman will be hypersensitive. Small. Even a smallest criticism, she will take it personally. And once you are out of once the baby is delivered, and you can manage it. If the anxiety is properly removed, it won't affect you. Some cases I have seen, because of during delivery, during the pregnancy time, she suffered so much anxiety and depression, and the rest next 10 years she suffered that anxiety and depression without any reason. Earlier she was anxious for the baby. Once, even if the baby is delivered, now she's for the next 10 years she's suffered, because she was not able to deal with that anxiety properly. So it is very important. These are the times when you need to be very careful. So once this delivery has happened, then again, once you manage to remove that anxiety naturally, and you won't be having issue furthermore. So, and another worst mistake is taking substances to deal with anxiety, like alcohol, smoking, drugs, weed. Weed is far worse. There is a study that said that people who take weed, for them the chance of getting schizophrenia increases of 4 or 5 times. So same way, if you are taking alcohol to dull the anxiety or emotional pain, what actually is doing is, your body will do this the same thing. Again, your body develops tolerance to alcohol, the quantity of alcohol. Now you need to increase the quantity of alcohol to manage it. After some time, again, your alcohol will be not having the quantity of alcohol won't be having the effect. So again, you need to increase the dosage. Once with increased dosage, again increase the side effects. So you will be addicted to alcohol, and okay, while taking the alcohol, you'll be feeling okay, sleepy, dull. That's fine. But morning, what happens? Again, the anxiety will come with with intensity. It will come, and to manage that, again, what you need to do is, you need to do take medication and doing all those things. See, now the new research is has been found where even as there is no safe dosage for alcohol. Even one glass alcohol damages your body and brain. So people who are suffering from anxiety and depression, they are most vulnerable for alcohol or any substance abuse. So it is more dangerous. If you are already suffering from anxiety or depression, avoid alcohol at any cost. No, for some social occasion, I'll drink and this thing. If you drink and fine, but again, if you again able to manage to trigger that anxiety or depression, it will be again much more big problem. Whatever the satisfaction that you get by taking that alcohol, you need to suffer for longer period. In some in some cases, just quitting alcohol made them anxious for long time, and smoking also same thing. By smoking, your chance of getting heart attack increases. That is another concerning factor, where you whether you'll again you'll be afraid. Okay, will I get heart attack or not? And again, that anxiety will be there, and by so smoking, you'll be damaging yourself. So smoking does not do you any good. Yeah, some people say that I have been smoking for so long, I cannot do anything. It has been there like that only. No matter how long you are smoking, if you are willing to quit, you can easily quit. Not easily, you can effectively quit. It won't be easy in the beginning, but once you quit, it will be permanent. See, one of my client who was smoking for 7 years, continuously 7 years. So only one session, the person quit, and he called me after 7 months. Told me this has been 7 months, still now no cigarette. This is drinking alcohol or smoking is a symptom. These people are using it to uh, like self medication. They are thinking that they are managing anxiety, they are managing pressure. In fact, they are hurting themselves. In the long run, the side effects will be there. So avoid alcohol, avoid smoking. Some people say that okay, now vaping, we'll do vaping. Okay, I made one of my client come out of smoking. Okay, his smoking was gone, and after 3 months, he came to me. Yeah, yeah. Now I quit smoking. Now I'm vaping. Now I want to quit that also. So, no, no, but this is better than smoking. So see, vaping is far more dangerous than smoking because vaping started recently. So there are no studies to what are the consequences, how serious the issues will be there. Uh, we are not able to fully conceptualize that one. There are fewer studies for that one, and studies are finding that it is so serious that government banned it. So avoid smoking also, smoking and vaping also. So I made him that guy quit vaping and told him, okay, and next time don't come and tell me that now I'm using weed. So he said, no, 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 this time I'm not going to take any other substance. Okay, I'm going to permanently quit. And one important thing is people who are having pet, for them, their stress level decreases like 20 to 30% automatically. Pet is a form of therapy for you. Pet, not just not having a pet and keeping it in a cage or somewhere tied up is not good. You should be able to play with it. You should go to walks with it. Then it will be you'll be feeling good. I wanted to buy a dog during Corona time, and whoever I call for the pet, they were telling that no, this is a shortage. People are so buying pets in advance. They are buying pets. Shortage is there. Puppy shortage was there. So that is really it is a very important thing. What you can do is if you are not having a pet, start, but it is a responsibility. Only buy if you can take care of that pet properly. You need to feed it. You need to take it to walk, and it has its own mind. It's just like having a person. Don't think that okay, dog is there. Okay, I'll just feed it. It is going to die if you don't give it love. So if you are willing to spend time with it, take the pet and take it to the walking and play with it and all these things, that your stress will be released. You'll be feeling good once you are being with them. And if you're having children at home, they will enjoy it. So another thing, what is the most important thing that you should remember? Sometimes suddenly you will feel hopelessness. You will feel that now everything is gone for you. There is nothing there um, to make you come out of it. That is just your belief. That belief will be coming like that. No matter what you do, you are going to come out of it. You can easily come out of it. Okay, is as quickly as 1 or 2 sessions. Mostly it takes. If it is a good therapy, in 1 or 2 sessions it will be over. But there are some ineffective therapies. Like even in hypnotherapy, they will take long time. Even they'll be continuing okay one session after another session. The moment the therapist tells you, "Let us try hypnotherapy on you," means uh, the try word you should understand means it is not going to work for you. Therapist should be confident enough to tell you, okay, in 1 session or 2 sessions it will be gone. Okay, if his therapy is very dull and weak like this thing, okay, he can tell okay 3 sessions, 4 sessions, or some limit he should be able to tell you. And um, don't listen to these motivators, these so-called motivators. They can't understand the concept of people suffering from anxiety or depression. They just tell you have to do it, you have to come out of it. See, there is a serious problem, emotional problem. The person is suffering. So, if you are able to talk to a person, clearly open up everything. If that therapist understands, opens up all of your wounds, all your can of worms. If he or she opens up, and if she or he is unable to close them properly, you are going to in fact feel even more worse than before where you started. I have seen several cases like that, where they went to so and so therapist, and now it is far worse than before. Why? Because uh, you should always go for a therapy where the person uses a conscious level therapy and subconscious level. The consciously, what is the confusion the person should be eliminating, and subconsciously. So once it is removed consciously and subconsciously, there is nowhere the issue to reoccur again. But if you just only talk about your pain, constantly talk about, if the therapy uh, only deals with talking about your pain for longer and longer time, that is a form of therapy that they say that after talking about the same pain for over a period of time, you will become dull to it, you will be desensitized to it. Yeah, it will be desensitized for how long? In some cases, you need to do this for months. You should prolong this therapy months, daily coming and crying, daily feeling the pain, feeling pain. Okay, in some cases, years also it will take. So instead of that, once you need to remove it consciously, what is the confusion that you are holding on? Once subconsciously it is gone, it is gone. See, once you remove consciously and subconsciously, the issue is gone and it won't further aggravate. So another thing is maintenance. Even after you coming out of anxiety or depression, you should have to maintain it. It is same thing like, okay, if a person is fat, the person goes to the gym to become lean. So he follows all the strategies from the coach and learns how to become thin, and what to eat, what not to eat, what to avoid, and all these things he will learn, and he will become thin. Why? Because of maintaining the diet, decreasing the calories, and exercising, he will become thin. Once he becomes thin, and if he stops going to the gym, if he eats whatever he wants, again he becomes fat, and he says that gym is not working for me. Gym is working fine. What you need to do is you need to maintain, you need to decrease that calories. You need to decrease the calories. Same way, like this, you need to avoid the anxiety provoking situations like news, and you need to avoid chemicals that hamper your brain's health. So once you are able to maintain it, once regular maintenance is there, that will be good, where you will be able to manage. After some time, after the therapy also, after some time, maybe after 6 months, 1 year, again you'll be feeling anxious or something will be there. You can call your therapist, and the therapist will advise you how to proceed and like this. So thank you for listening to me. And if you have any doubts, you can write in the comments. In the next live, I will be able to answer them. Thank you very much.